Let's make some people mad today. All right.
I like it.
So, starting off in the basement, I don't think it's a huge debate, is the Giants. First of all, probably the worst quarterback in the division.
Yeah.
A rookie head coach, so I think almost by default you'd be the worst coach in the division, at least for right now.
I mean, yeah.
We don't know yet, right? So going in, the worst coach in the division. I don't think the line is good at all. I don't even think it's even close to good. The receivers on paper are good, but the last couple of years haven't performed. Defense is okay, not great. The pass rush is decent. They got a couple guys in secondary I like. I don't love.
I mean, it's a really thin roster, and the quarterback does not help, right? You get, like, with Daniel Jones, you might have a good game here and there. He's very spotty, not consistent whatsoever.
You don't have any leeway. You need a great game in order to win.
And plus, the injuries with Saquon always bug me. So, I mean, it's hard to project that he's going to be...
Oh, like a workhorse or something?
A workhorse, even efficient, because... Like you said, that offensive line is almost non-existent.
It's bad.
So I mean,
it's so bad.
You pair that with a running back that is, I don't think, ever had a fully healthy season, and I
don't think so.
So Giants at 5-12 in the basement kind of makes sense.
Feels right to me. Let's go with the Washington Commanders at 6-11. So
third place there.
First of all, I don't know what I'm getting with Wentz. Do I think he's a big, strong, talented guy? Yes. Is the offensive line great? No. It's average at best. The weapons outside of Terry McLaurin are kind of concerning.
Yeah.
I do like Scary Terry. The running game isn't really there. So it's going to be Wentz and not a whole lot else. I don't mind Gibson out of the backfield, but outside of McLaurin, there's not much to throw to. And here's the thing. I think his situation in Indy last year was better than this one now, right? And so if he goes 9-8 last year and misses the playoffs with Indy, who's a better roster, what am I supposed to expect with a significantly worse roster and a coach that I don't think is quite as good as Frank Reich in Indy?
And he had that familiarity with Frank Reich too, and he still couldn't put it together there. Right, he was going back to the same guy that he was with in Philadelphia that kind of made him into who he was when he had that breakout season. So, I mean 6-11 for the Commanders seems about right. I mean,
so say Wentz takes a 10% step back. So he's at now what? So he was 27 touchdowns, 7 picks. I think he had a QB of like 88 or something like that. So then he's 24 touchdowns.
Probably about 5 more picks.
Oh, not 5 more. Eight or 9 picks instead of 7.
I don't know.
So he's now 24-8 with an 80-ish QBR, right? I mean, not great. Not great. I don't think that's going to propel them to win, is my point.
Yes, and I think with the schedule, we could probably even see some more picks.
Right. Let's go with the number 2 team in the division, the Dallas Cowboys. This is where we're going to make a lot of people upset because evidently every year is the Dallas Cowboys' year.
Feathers will be ruffled. I mean, that's an inevitable thing here.
9-8. I think 9-8 is good because they're going to beat up on the Commanders and the Giants. So there's 4 wins right there.
Yeah.
They have a chance to split against Philly, and outside of that, their schedule isn't brutal. And so you do have a good quarterback still. Not great. I don't think he's special, but a good quarterback nonetheless. A slightly above average offensive line, but it's aging. I don't love that. You still have good weapons, even though you lost Amari. Your defense is still decent because you got Parsons and Trayvon Diggs on the back end. But you lose Amari Cooper, you lose Randy Gregory, you lose Cedric Wilson, your number 3 target. Michael Gallup's coming off an injury. I don't know what I'm getting. You lose 2 of your 3 top linemen. You're overpaying running back. You're overpaying quarterback. There's no depth. I think 9-8 is honestly generous, given what I have said in the last 30 seconds.
It is, but we're still going to get that pushback from the Dallas Cowboy Nation and all their fan base. Like you said, it seems every year is their year to them. I think this year will be no different than it has been for the last 25 years. Did you know that you have 2 playoff wins in the last 25 years?
2 or 3, yeah.
So that's concerning. Maybe look into that a little bit. But I think that the Cowboys at 9-8 feels about right. I don't think they have anything explosive that's going to really propel them. So, I mean, in the number 2 spot, they're just lucky they're in a weak division, honestly, because they wouldn't be number 2 in many others.
I agree. And finally, that leaves the Eagles at number 1. This is kind of a surprise team for us this year, but their schedule's weirdly easy. So we have them at 12-5. I mean, I don't think it's a schedule that's brutal. I really don't. And we have a little bit of time off the top of my head. Let's see. Not even off the top of my head. Let's just go Eagles schedule. I don't see them losing a lot of football games. So here are the improvements that they made. You get A.J. Brown. You go get the Bradbury, the corner from New York. Right. So now you have 2 shutdown corners, him and Darius Slay. Now you have 2 good wide receivers because I think Devontae Smith's going to take a step forward. A.J. Brown's already a beast. You have 3 good backs. The line is solid.
Yeah.
You have Fletcher Cox on the defensive line, and you add Jordan Davis as a defensive lineman with him. You already have some decent edge rushers, Brandon Graham being one of them. You get the steal of the draft at linebacker in Nakobe Dean. I'm not sure what's not to love about it, right? So going through the schedule here, they play the Lions. I think that's a dub week 1. They probably beat the Vikings. I think they start off about, what do we say, about 8-2, 8-3?
Yeah.
I think they'll probably lose to, the Colts because that's at Indy. That's kind of a tough game. They probably lose to, the Steelers, who I think will play them tough. I think they match up pretty well. The Cardinals at Arizona probably beat them. Outside of that, you're looking at maybe the Titans upsetting them because I don't love the Derrick Henry going in there, a big physical back, kind of keeping the ball away from Philadelphia. Philadelphia is the team that runs the football and keeps you on the sideline. So when it's done to them, I'm not sure how that fares.
Better in a higher level, I think Tennessee does that a little bit more
better.
efficient than they do.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you probably drop one of either maybe the Packers or the Cowboys at Dallas, right? So that gives you about 5 losses.
Yeah.
And outside of that, you're struggling to find losses on this schedule. I mean, they have the Texans, the Jags, like they said, the Lions, who I think are going to be improved but still not good. They have the Bears, they have the Saints, and who knows what's going on with the Saints. So, I mean, it's not a tough schedule at all.
No, they're kind of set up to do really well.
They really are, and I don't think 12-5 is a reach. And I've been a Jalen Hurts, not hater, but I've been a doubter of Jalen Hurts, but I think he takes a pretty good step forward here. I think they win the division, get about the 3 seed. It's going to be one of the best years that the Eagles have over the last 5-ish years since the Super Bowl season. So
I still think Jalen Hurts is fairly limited.
Right. I think he's a productive quarterback, though.
He's productive enough to get the job done, but I do think he's limited. I don't think he's the franchise guy in Philadelphia by any means. I don't think they're sold.
I think they're going to have a tough decision though, kind of like a Miami and Tua, right? Tua's going to be better this year with Mike McDaniels.
Yeah.
Now then they're going to have to decide, do we pay him or not? I think it's going to be similar with Philadelphia.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting question mark to come in the future, but